face that ultimate, they have to pay the flash tags here. But one way to find out whether this Lubu actually works out here for Team Nepal or Team Kyrgyzstan here is to step into the gorge and find out in our Game 2 of the day.
Right, so I'm kind of having this thought that the Lubu pick is actually a false pick, right? Just because Team Nepal, they have 3 very durable heroes. You have the Pati to deal with, you have the Byron, you have the Zhangfei as well, and the Zhangfei with the heal. So the Lubu pick is like, okay, we have to find a way to cut through these 3 heroes to get to the channel. So it could be a false pick, and false picks are not necessarily good.
Not the best. So it really comes back to, you know, Zhamovex, how familiar is he with it? Is he able to just play it to that high level? Because again, if he's able to kind of stay alive, get the perfect Tremble Mortals, he could really change the game.
Yeah, the Tremble Mortal is definitely going to play a big role here, because if you kind of think about it, right, like, what other big engages do they have? But like what you said as well, right? The Tremble Mortal, because there's an animation about a second or a second and a half that will allow Team Nepal to step out of the Tremble Mortal circle. And to a certain extent, it's not that difficult for them because like Chano, he does have the extra move speed depending on the pushes as well. So I think they can kind of evade that one.
They have the possibility. It's all about execution on this one. But I mean, just at a high level, we probably should have done this about a minute and 30 seconds ago. But like, Sir Cloud, which of these 2 teams has the edge going in?
Ooh, I'm kind of liking the setup for Team Nepal because you have a lot of protection for the Chano. Chano will get the free hits in. And even if Team Kyrgyzstan, they set up with the Tremble Model, I mean, Team Nepal right now, they are so durable. And if you think about it, if it goes to the very late game, the Pirate will be hard to take down.
It's going to be tough. And I think that he's going to be an issue. Swastik, once he gets going, he's going to do a lot of damage as well. So it really comes back to BJ and Suyong to ensure that the crowd control is there so that the rest of them can kind of just steamroll the rest of Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah, and right now, Team Nepal, they are putting the heat towards Team Kyrgyzstan. They've been playing this aggressively, trying to get the Armadillo at the bottom.
Be fine, considering that they've already cleared that side. They're going to be okay with that, because then Nepal are on a scouting mission, they're walking around, they're not farming, right? So they're wasting a little bit of time. Not the worst thing, and if you're looking at the net worth, again, both of these 2 teams really testing it out in this Game 1.
Yep, and because of that as well, maybe Team Nepal, they kind of pulled the brakes here a little bit. Or they're just waiting for the first objectives to arise. We are about less than a minute towards the first objectives. And looks like Team Kyrgyzstan, they're kind of ready down there.
Yeah, it's going to come back to just like which of these 2 teams blink first, right? Like nobody wants to make a mistake. Nobody wants to give the edge. They're going to continue to play a little bit slow and steady. Like just set the tone. You don't know how the other team is going to respond, so you don't want to be throwing anything away.
All right, I'm trying to think of the winning condition here for Kyrgyzstan, right? Okay, is to get the Tremble Models in. But to get the Tremble Models in, they have to try to draw a few skills or dashes away from Team Nepal before they can do that.
If you're seeing exactly, I mean, this Blazing Brilliance is going to do a little bit of work. Just everybody gets on out. And now Marlon needs to be a little bit careful. Does not have that ult. He used it earlier. But the Yuan from, the first series of the day where it was all nothing but mid, walk me through at least the roam Yuan.
Yeah, right now, not really doing himself a favor because he does not have the Melody of Peace when the Tyrants are up. So it's going to be hard for them to engage this one. And Kyrgyzstan, they know that. So if you look at Kyrgyzstan and they're split up here, they know they're not going to be able to challenge that one. They just focus on farming either in the jungle or the lane.
Yeah, and this might not be great for them. Marlon gets his unending sorrow. He's just going to be backing up. And that's what he wants to be doing. He wants to be, creating or getting vision, seeing where they're going, maybe bait out a couple of spells here and there, and just kind of out-healing through it all.
Yeah, and we can see that Team Nepal, they have the confidence right now. Here comes up right now, burst, but nobody's going to engage from that sort of position because the tower is still very active and the minions are almost done.
Yeah, but they tried to stack it. I mean, it was a very aggressive attempt, fruitless in the end, but they got the unending sorrow into the honey sweet breeze. You're gonna probably see that 1-2 combination quite a bit in this one to set things up for the rest of the, the team fight to happen.
I personally would have kept the Unbridled Outburst for a bigger moment, but maybe they were just like, okay, we just want to try to inflict fear onto your opponent. Sometimes it's about the mind games as well, if you think about it.
Okay, that's just because you're a Zhang Fei main. I think Suyong should be taking some notes in Circle Out. Maybe you should be on the stage playing, huh?
Yeah, if only it's only Zhang Fei. if only the rule says you cannot ban the Zhang Fei.
And only you can pick it, and you would just pick it every single time. Done deal. But now, if we're looking at this one, both of these squads, very close. Nobody's really willing to give an inch, so to speak.
Yeah, even the goal difference as well. Like, okay, I know Kyrgyzstan is kind of losing ground, but in terms of goal, they're still keeping pace. And at some point, they have a slight advantage towards Team Nepal. So now it's about what will be the tripping point, right? I guess the tripping point will be who makes the first engagement or who comes out victorious of that.
Yeah, and also looking at Swastik, I think that once he's hitting a couple, once he's comfortable, he's able to kind of leave the jungle, because it seems like now is the time they were trying to take out Marlon using the Unending Sorrow, dodging this again.
Yeah, he has to use that one, right? Like, he has no choice. If not, he would have been gone there. No first strike yet by either side. This is so far the longest wait for the first strike, if you kind of think about it. It just shows the level of respect that the two sides have for each other.
Yeah, not able to find that right pickoff. They just have a lot of sustain. They're able to kind of navigate through some of the punches that are being thrown their way, dodging things out, and again, just looking for a very good mid-game.
Right now, Team Nepal, they have the option to go for the Overlord right now. But they're not really going for it. It kind of feels like, okay, they want to take down a lane, but then again, Team Kyrgyzstan, they're still holding down to those lanes, so Team Nepal, they don't really have an opening. I would say that perhaps the best right now is for them to try something different, maybe to try to go for the Overlord, because there's a lot of time and space given by Kyrgyzstan.
But if anything, Nepal are looking to kind of maybe get some sort of ambush. But Kyrgyzstan has not fallen into any trap. They've played very stock standard, very, close to the vest and comfortable. But now they're looking to go in. The flash away, not enough. He does not get the rolling raid back under the tower. But Marlon taking most of this one. The leader stance was popped as well. Everything in the kitchen sink thrown at Kyrgyzstan, but no picks.
Oh, here comes Shushank as well. Looks like they really want to take down the bottom tower.
Yeah, they're looking to go Shushank. He's going to flash on forward. Finds us that. Gets first strike.
Wow, that beautiful flash forward there. Not only they took down the tower, but they got that first strike as well. Beautifully executed by Nepal. And Kyrgyzstan didn't expect that one because that rotation was so fast.
Yeah, and they survived the first strike, right? The first attempt, the onslaught that was trying to go in, and they thought they were safe. They hit under the tower, but it was just not enough for the second one when Shushank decides to go ham under it.
Okay, the big one here is that if Team Nepal is able to get the middle tower, that middle tower, if they're able to take that one down, they will have big access into the jungle side of Kyrgyzstan. But looks like they're going to shift their attention away towards the clash, which is absolutely fine because at some point it was really crowded in the middle. But because they shift their attention away, then it opened up a little bit of space. Now, right now, Kyrgyzstan, they're pretty much playing tag, if you kind of think about it. They're playing with the tempo of Team Nepal.
Yeah, Nepal has turned it up, right? That first strike in the bottom and then turning this around. I mean, yeah, you were talking about the mid T1 being the most important, but you have to kind of go on the outside. You have to, direct them. Maybe it's a little bit of a fake out, if you will, to open things up in that mid lane. But with that outside push, they were able to kind of take the tyrant here by Kyrgyzstan.
Right now, back into focusing onto the middle. They really want this middle tower. Okay, so Kyrgyzstan, they're grouped up right now. So this is a signal that they could engage. And when Team Nepal, they see Kyrgyzstan grouping up, especially with Lubu there, that's where they start to not get together.
Yeah, and they're kind of close on this one. If they want to fight, Marlon is probably not the right target that you're looking to go. But again, something to take note of. Kubanich is actually, he had to expend his flash just to stay alive. He is a very immobile hero. If he were to get caught out, he is definitely an easy picking.
Okay, so right now, looks like Kyrgyzstan. Okay, we have not seen really Kyrgyzstan really pushing it yet, right? Even though the goal difference is like minute, it's small, it's about 300 goal difference, but it feels like they're just playing the farming game right now. I wonder, are they setting themselves up for the late game?
Of course. I mean, unless you're trying to go for some sort of pickoff, and we haven't seen Kyrgyzstan turn. Okay, gets the unending sorrow. He does get on back into safety, but he needs to be a little bit careful. But Kyrgyzstan have not grown grouped up and attempted any sort of gank. They've been very reactive, and that's going to open things up for this mid T1 here.
Oh, okay. But if you kind of think about it, right, besides the Tremble model, they don't have much options here to re-engage. Maybe Marlon, but he has to be able to hit this one. And the range sometimes is a little bit far, right, for his teammates to follow up. So Kyrgyzstan, we did talk about this during the drafting phase. Yes, they're very dependent on the Lubu, but if the Lubu doesn't engage, they don't have any other options.
Not too much, but also it's a feels bad, man. When you're looking to kind of go with the Tremble Mortals as that first initiation, I kind of think Kumanic is kind of the guy. He's got to hit that Chaos Center to get a stun, attract, and initiate that team fight, and then you have the Tremble Mortals on tap. That would be best case scenario, though.
Okay, and still, again, Nepal is just really pushing it back.
Oh, they'll call out first with the pushback. The Tremble Mortals used in return. The Honey Sweet Freeze on the side, and they find Kumanic, and they find Marlon as well under the tower. Azad is going to be taken down as well, and they've taken down 4 members. Jamovek is the only one left standing.
Okay, in comparison, right, the Umbrella Albus is a better engagement skill as compared to the Tremble model, way better. And we saw that earlier on. The moment he lands the Umbrella Albus, the stun is really, really long, and now they're going in for it.
Oh, the Jamovek, no chance, just getting run down. Swastik has hit that moment, and it looks like Nepal have done it. They found the way, the avenue off of the ace, and they will take game number 1 here.
And one fight is all it takes for Team Nepal to close the game and take home the first victory.
It was looking pretty 50-50 in the early stages of the games between Kyrgyzstan and also Nepal. Gold lead was neck and neck. Takedown score-wise was only like, what, 1-0 at about like 9 minutes?